Teacher talking sports, what it does, what it do, how we living. We are currently in the MLB playoff chase right now, but there are four managerial opens in MLB. The Phillies re-signed Rob Thompson to a multi-year deal, the interim coach, so the Phillies opening is no longer there. And the Blue Jays, while they theoretically still have an opening, John Schneider was the interim coach. All reports are that he's likely to keep the job. So, as I power rank the appeal, how much each managerial opening should be appealing to managers looking for head coaching jobs. Blue Jays would head the list. I'm not going to include them because it looks like Schneider will keep the job. But let's get into it. I'm going to rank the four managerial openings for teams by how appealing they should be for those looking to get head managerial jobs. So let's start at the rear. Fourth ranked Kansas City Royals. Pretty impressive that the Royals made back-to-back World Series in 2014 and 2015. Since then, it has been a struggle after decent seasons in 2016 and 2017. They haven't had a winning percentage better than .457 since then. This past season went 65 and 97. 2 seasons with over 100 losses. They do have a guy who could be a generational player in Bobby Witt, 20 homers and 30 stolen bases this past season. Not a great defensive shortstop, but at the ripe age of just 22 years old, future star, future MVP candidate in the American League. Other young talents such as MJ Melendez, but they just haven't developed pitching at all. Brady Singer was pretty good this year, but guys like Brad Keller and Chris Bubich really did nothing. Even in their World Series years, they didn't have great starting pitching. It was guys like Wade Davis and Greg Holland out of the bullpen. Think about it. Who's been their last great starting pitcher? Maybe Zach Greinke. So Royals really aren't that appealing. Third, I got the Miami Marlins. Don Mattingly, the winningest manager in franchise history. They mutually agreed to part ways. This past season, 69 and 93. But what they do have is a plethora of young starting pitching options. Sandy Alcantara, the likely NL Cy Young this year. Guys like Pablo Lopez, Jesus Luzardo, Edward Cabrera. Trevor Rogers struggled this year, but was excellent as a rookie. Braxton Garrett, a lot of young pitching talent. They just have zero offense right now. Their best offensive player, Jazz Chisholm, really hasn't proven to stay healthy in the for a long while. But they're also a team that's only made the playoffs 3 times in their team history. World Series champs 97 and 2003. 2020 they made the playoffs, but that was in a truncated season and just a team that really doesn't spend a lot of money. Let's see if that'll ever change. Second, the Texas Rangers. The Rangers did spend a boatload of money this offseason, getting a whole new middle infield in Corey Seager and Marcus Semien. Signed John Gray to be their ace. John Gray had a very good season. Martin Perez had an excellent season, but he's a free agent after the year. But the Rangers are a team that will spend money, absolutely. They did go 68 and 94 this season in spite of signing those guys. But Nathaniel Lau was absolutely fabulous in the second half of this season. Adolis Garcia had an 100 RBI season while stealing 25 bases. So they do have offensive weapons, just very little when it comes to pitching. And atop the list is the Chicago White Sox. The White Sox were one of the league's biggest disappointments this season, finishing 81 and 81. Were heavy favorites entering the year to win the AL Central. Tony La Russa, the manager, fans weren't very pleased with him. 78 years old now. Got booed sometimes during the season. But he will no longer be with the team. So much talent, though. Just guys had so many injury woes on this team. Luis Robert, 98 games. Yohan Moncada, 104. Eli Jimenez, 84. Tim Anderson, 79. Yasmani Grandal, 99. That's a ton of missed games. And you got to expect Lucas Giolito to bounce back. Lance Lynn started off the year terribly, but pitched solid at the end. Dylan Cease, Michael Kopech, and Liam Hendricks is a pretty good closer. So, in all likelihood, I think even with the Guardians winning the AL Central this year, the White Sox will be the favorite entering next season. So there you have it, ranking the 4 managerial opens by how attractive they should be for people looking to garner head manager jobs in MLB. Let me know what you think. Not much news in the interview process thus far. The Marlins have interviewed Astros bench coach Joe Espada and Royals bench coach Pedro Griffel. Not sure if I pronounced that right. White Sox also interviewed Joe Espada, and Braves third base coach Ron Washington, the former coach of the Texas Rangers, helped guide them to a back-to-back World Series appearances in 2010, 2011. Let me know in the comments what you think. Don't forget to subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to subscribe. Like the video, share the video, hit the bell for notifications. I'm out.